Hello, Jennifer here. I'm in the middle of my workday and I just felt the urge that I needed to hit video and hit record. So here I am. I'm not sure um, what I'm going to talk about or what wants to come through. Um, so I'm just going to set the intention that any energies, beings, or consciousnesses that want to come through, that want to serve and providing a message, sharing love, guidance, or healings comes through for the highest and greatest good of all involved. Thank you. Um, I guess I can. Oh, okay. I guess I'm being encouraged to introduce myself and um, tell you all a little bit about my intention for this YouTube space. Okay. Um, so my name is Jennifer. Um, I've, gosh, I don't know where to start, and I don't want to make a long introduction, but I've been on this conscious journey of remembering who I am, of self healing and discovery and exploring, learning and shedding and transmuting for consciously 3 years now. It's been, of course, like anybody's, to use labels, awakening journey. It's been interesting and lots of highs and lots of lows. So from up until I don't know a couple of years ago, um, the majority of my hard, tough, sad lessons have played out, I guess, for the beginning half of my life. And I've recently been healing from those and loving them and everything that comes along with that. um, and in it, in doing so, and just taking a look at parts of myself that I suppressed because they didn't feel good to feel, with allowing myself to let those feelings come up. Um, I've been finding that I'm able to work through them. Some things I need to sit with and process and really work with, and other things it's just the those dense feelings come up and I just need to look at them and go, "Oh, hey. Oh yeah, you're here." um and with doing that, I've been peeling away old patterns and thought beliefs that weren't mine. Um, and also, they weren't mine, but of course, unconsciously, I chose to have them be mine. So it's having to observe that and then make the choice to no longer be that. And so I've been learning about myself and rediscovering myself. And in doing so, I've just kind of given myself permission to be that wacky, weird, loud, too much person. Um, and I'm still getting there. But more and more, as more and more time goes by, I allow myself to shine brighter and shine who I really am and be who I am. And so, my purpose and my intention of this space is to just encourage others to, for you all to be yourselves, to know that um, it's okay to be weird and, wacky and not normal, and to not fit in, and to feel like you don't fit in and know that that's okay. I think the majority of people, we feel that way just because of the way this society has been designed. So a lot of us don't feel like we fit in, but for some reason we try so hard to fit into these standards that just they don't feel right, and so we just go along feeling really confused already, and then boom, traumas and life plays out. So yeah, it gets really interesting, right? And there's just so much to unravel and so much to discover, so much to transmute. It's just all of it, the the happy and the sad, the happy and the angry, whatever, it's just I find myself just sitting back and going, "Whoa, like this is actually a trip." And discovering and remembering that the hard, sad, negative things that happened are they're actually needed for my development. Um, as hard as they've been, and as some of the things that just make no sense as to why they happened, and knowing that maybe it wasn't designed to be for my development, but I choose for it to be for my development in honor of the people and the energies that are going on. I just feel like acknowledging them for what they are, and not try to make a spin of something positive about it, not try to change that energy of it, is the best thing that I can do in honor of all. Um, so I find myself really appreciating the darkness, the shadow aspects of myself, and when they present themselves, not act out on them and not react to them, because that's when I create imbalance, and that's when I don't honor them for what they are. I let my ego come in and spin them differently and react in ways that that shadow, that darkness doesn't necessarily want to bring. I don't know if what I'm saying is making any sense. I'm usually not very good with being put on the spot, and now that I kind of know where I'm posting this, it's very hard to be so vulnerable. I like many of you or many others, I just want to present myself in a way that comes through very clear and um, knowledgeable, I guess, and being put on the spot, I tend to not be as clear as I would like to be, so I get nervous. So excuse the weirdness that you may be feeling from this. I am a little bit nervous, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay that I'm nervous. Um, Light language is something that I'm really wanting to share in this space, and then I think I need to also probably share more discussions like this. But light language has been my saving grace ever since I was little. It wasn't until I think it was last year, that I remembered that I've been speaking light language since I was in elementary school. Um, when talking about myself or my light language beginnings, my origins, that's like my favorite thing to say is that I didn't fit in school, and I was very lonely and very scared, and so I just couldn't wait to run home from school, go into my room, close the door, and get out my play phone and speak light language into it and call my friends and my family. And I just always thought it was fun to speak. I always thought I was speaking gibberish, although it felt like it was a language. Whenever I would play house uh, with my friends as I got a little bit older, I found myself wanting to speak in light language because I didn't know how to express myself through the English language. It was light language that that I felt closer to. So I always thought I was, again, just speaking gibberish, and um, was a little embarrassed about it as I got older, so I didn't speak it around anybody. It wasn't until last year where I took this course, and just started remembering and discovering that this has always been something that I chose to remember fairly early on in my life, and use in order to help connect in with source and universal energies, and just also heal myself. It's been the most important, I guess, like tool that I've come across yet. I find, I keep saying I find, like some, anyways. I noticed that when I'm just doing random daily things, like say sweeping my house, um, it's a clearing of space. It's a clearing of space, really. And so when I sweep, I like to sing or speak light language, and I notice that also helps break up energies and clear out even more than, um, like say sage does. But I like to do a combination. I like to sweep, speak, sing light language, and then I like to sage, and incorporate air in, to push out all the remaining energies. I love to bring in the elements. So when I do that, it's a best feeling in the world. It feels so great. Um, so yeah, just finding times and spaces to speak light language when I'm in the car. The one great thing about masks was I could speak light language, and people couldn't tell that I was like speaking or talking to myself. So I would love to do that when I would ever go into public spaces and stores and things like that, to help just kind of bring in um, some higher vibration, or help clear out lower vibrations if needed, to kind of just help community spaces. Felt really great to be able to do that and to be of service. And that's another thing that I appreciate light language for, is it does help me show up in this world and to be of service, not just for myself but for all life forms around me. That's one of my biggest passions. I I've been working through a lot of self-esteem issues, past year mostly, um, and making some way there, and self-love. And so I'm excited to just keep shedding limiting beliefs so that I can just show up more, to help share what I've gone through in order to help others feel not alone. That's another thing that I really care about, is that you don't feel alone, because we're truly never alone. Um, but it is also nice to know that there are other people, other beings incarnated at this time that are going through similar things, and that there's physical support here, along the way. So that's really just what I want to bring to this space, at this time. I'm excited for growth and expansion for all of us, and so things will just be in the ebb and flow and change and evolve, and I know that as well. And I'm excited to see where this goes. I just I'm just ready to be vulnerable in order to show up more, and be here with you all, and for us just to support one another, and run things by each other. Feel free to comment and share your story. If you've been speaking light language, if you want to share your story, your journey, or something where you're at in this moment, like please feel free. I just want this to be um, I want this to be more of like a community than just me speaking at you. um, I just, yeah, I want community where we're all here for each other, all being of service in any way that we're feeling in this moment. All right. Thank you for being here. Thanks for listening, and especially if you stayed around for 16 minutes of ramble. Um, and even if you didn't, that's okay. But I'm very grateful to be here, and I feel it's truly an honor. And I'm so grateful that you're here, and it's an honor to be here with you. All right, so thanks for sticking around, and I just want you to know that even though we have not spoken before, I really do love you, and you are really loved, and you are really, really appreciated. And thanks for being here. So kotareshi didi kotareyama. Bye.